we have a problem. But every night I make a new best friend. And the only problem is we like having a good time. Forget your self-help and your programs. I'm only taking 12 steps towards the door. The only famous where everybody knows your name. Just pour a drink for me. It's
Hello, good evening, love wrestling. How are you? I am JPJ. That is my homeboy John, and this is yet again another episode of Between Two Beards. Hello, Ed, my fellow Bostonian.
Ed,
yes,
the winner
beards
of the
galore
mug,
this evening.
baby.
Winner of the mug last week for our contest that we have. Hopefully in future we will be having many more of those fun contests.
Heck yeah. Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's Between Two Beards time. Spencer!
Hey-oh, I am still very upset that you
For
won.
those
That you
last
won.
week,
Oh, Goose!
dude.
Honk, honk.
Honk,
Honk, honk.
baby.
Thanks for stopping by, friend.
Yeah, so I won the poll last week
Trash.
by a near like it feels like one vote, right? It was like 51-49. My top five won for better or for worse. So
Thank you, friend. You know, we try. We try our best, you know? We try.
Hello,
Oh, Spencer, how are we? How are we, my friend?
And again, hitting us with those emotes. So we only have an hour tonight because one of our flagship shows, Quizplex, is about to drop at 9 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. So we're not going to get into any drafts tonight. Next week, I won, so I picked the draft, but feel free in the comments and on Twitter and Facebook and all over Instagram, Twitch, wherever.
Hit us
your
up.
thoughts.
Just hit us up.
See if I pick yours. So, JPJ, how are you feeling today?
Okay, well, I think the big news of the day, Tom Phillips. I think, that kind of caught me by surprise. Especially and we can kind of tie it all in together, but obviously I believe it was on Tuesday. So the night after Raw, the day after Raw, it was announced that Adnan Virk and WWE mutually parted ways. That clearly wasn't working out. You know,
I love Adnan Virk too. Like
I do too. Yeah. I've been a big fan of his on ESPN and everything that he's done. Yeah. But it was you could tell he did not have the knowledge. He did not have the knowledge of the product. It was a lot of like, oh, I don't know the name of that move. What'd you think of that, Corey? Or like, it was a lot of stuff like that. I'm not going to say
so kind
yes.
Of
and as Joe says,
do here, where
exactly.
I say, JPJ, just tell me how you felt about it.
Yeah, exactly. And like Joe says in the comments, Joe Moore was genuinely surprised they let Phillips go. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Phillips has been a guy over the last 5, 6, 7 years that anything that they've asked of him, he's done a good job. Whether it was Raw announcer, whether it was when he was on NXT, just backstage, interviewer, whatever, he's always been good. And he just seemed like a guy that you would want to keep around, Goose. He just seems like a guy that you would want to keep around to have in situations where you needed somebody to have a prominent role. You knew he could do it because he's proven. Spencer, I believe his name is Tim, according to Jericho. That is correct.
So if I'm not mistaken here, they took their only homegrown play-by-play guy.
I think so.
Bounced him. Maybe something's going on we don't know about. Then they bring in another out-of-sport guy, which UFC, I guess, is wrestling's cousin.
Yeah.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, JPJ, and the tone of your voice is, that's our you gotta be choking me.
I mean, it could be.
Gotta be.
I put myself. Look, all I'm saying is, if you got a homegrown guy that can do it, he's proven he can do it, right? And he's proven that he's pretty good at it. I never had an issue with him at all. I thought he was good.
That's an excellent Spencer. But
that is a good point by Spencer.
That Michael Cole a lot of leash to learn. They kind of said, "Adman, get the bye."
Yeah, exactly. And look. Yeah, I mean, what was it, 5 weeks, maybe 4 or 5? It wasn't long. It was not a long stint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like, when they use the term mutual, I wonder how much of it was him also being like, yeah, I don't think this is working out either. So like, I'm cool with, I gave it a shot, but it's not, this
Right.
ain't working out, you know,
Right,
that type of thing. But yeah, and then they did announce that Jimmy Smith, and he's done a few things with NXT, and I thought he's been good when he's been involved in the NXT pre-shows and a couple of the vignettes and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, kind of some big changes for Raw, and especially letting somebody talented like Tom Phillips go. Like, yeah, definitely eye-opening and puzzling a little bit. And then Joe says, then again, like I've said before, nothing is uncool as Michael Cole has told you it was cool. That is true. That is true, my friend. All right. And on Between Two Beards, we did say when we started this that there would be surprises galore, special guests.
In that vein, I blew the budget again, Spencer. Fireworks 1 week, Cool Runnings the next. I pulled out the checkbook and I got us.
John is bringing us to the edge, Warren.
Hayes, baby. We are going to have to turn the lights off after tonight. My man, how are you? So let me set the table real quick, right? At this show, we pulled out the checkbook for Mr. Warren Hayes.
Sure.
And we're not going to bring him on to talk about wrestling, guys. We want to talk about proper hydration in these upcoming summer months. He's Mr. Hydration Hayes.
Absolutely.
And he's here to spiel his knowledge of proper water use in the summer months.
Absolutely. Here for these two very important things, two things, but we're going to start with the most important one, which is absolutely hydration, folks. I mean, this is a PSA. This is why I'm here. Yeah, it's so important. The days are getting longer, sunnier, warmer. You have to stay hydrated. You have to drink, and we're talking water here. You know, you don't want to start feeling dizzy or lightheaded, tired. You do not want your urine to start getting a dark color. No one wants that, even if you are alone experiencing the color of your urine. And usually, I mean, look, I'm not shaming anyone, but typically most people will experience their urine by themselves. But, you know, whatever, you know, anyway. But if you are sharing with others, you don't want it, bro. Listen, the rule is simple, right? It's so easy. 8 ounces, 8 times a day. 8 ounces of water, 8 times a day. It's that simple. Look, John, Joseph, how you guys doing? Look, I have right here, right now in my hand, a glass that contains exactly 8 ounces of water. And it is water. It's not vodka. It's not gin. That stuff doesn't hydrate you. Makes you worse. Makes you forget to hydrate is what it does.
Follow-up question, Mr. Hayes. What do you say to the people that say that, well, there's water in vodka?
Well, no, that's the point. Look, here's the thing. There is water, but there's also other stuff. What's the other stuff? Do I look like a scientist? Do I look like someone who works in a distillery breaking down the juniper berries that need to go into the confection of gin on a daily basis? No. What I do is I sit here, I take my 8 ounces and I drink.
Oh, yep.
God damn. It's good to be hydrated, folks.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to do that later.
Thank you for that, Mr. Warren Hayes. Like I said, everybody has you come on and talk about wrestling because you have one of the best minds in the wrestling game, but not here on Between Two Beards, baby. We're talking water, hydration.
I'm trying to branch out. Like
you said, you don't want your pee looking like Eli Drake's jacket on Tuesday night. Just saying.
No.
Cameron Grimes' hat, even.
Thank you.
Cameron's Grimes hat is actually worse. That's actually
you're a doctor.
You got to go to the hospital. You got to go to the
ER. Exactly, absolutely. No, but it's important to branch out. You know, this wrestling thing is fun and all, but you know, once that starts to die off, you know, what am I going to talk about? Hey, water.
It's fair.
Water's never leaving us, right? Water forever.
No. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, you never know.
Wrestling is forever, but water should be forever. So that was perfect. So, Mr. Warren Hayes, what brings you on Between Two Beards outside of water? What you got going on this week, my friend?
Oh well, you know when you invited me on, and I appreciated it. I'm glad to be here between your two beards. you know, when you invited me on and you said, you know, we were talking about it, I was like, you know, Warren, if we have you on, we might bankrupt Spencer. I was like, cool, let's do it. I'm here. Let's tell this guy to hit the bricks. No, of course, I'm doing my podcast in a little less than an hour over on youtube.com/Mr. Warren Hayes. If you feel like coming over and joining me in the live chat, that would be fantastic. But more importantly, our boy John here from Wrestling Plug Inc. is going to be joining me this Saturday afternoon over on youtube.com/Mr. Warren Hayes for my Double or Nothing. I was going to call it All or Nothing for some reason, but Double or Nothing pay-per-view prediction show, which happens, well, of course, the pay-per-view is this Sunday, but the prediction show will be this Saturday afternoon. It's going to be live. I hope you guys join us. It's going to be exciting. We're going to go through the entire card. We're going to talk about it, break it all down into itty-bitty pieces, and I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great card. It's going to be some great discussion.
And what better way to break the news, so to speak? This is news breaking here. As you learned something, you got some hydration, you got the new show you got to check out on Saturday with me and Mr. Warren Hayes. And Mr. Warren Hayes, man, we absolutely appreciate. We know you're a busy man in the game, stopping by and joining JPJ and myself to talk about water. And that was all we talked about, and blowing the budget. It's all about blowing the budget here. I don't know how we're going to keep the lights on after this big acquisition.
It's Spencer's problem. Who cares? The important thing, folks, look, if you ever end up, as long as Spencer stays hydrated, as long as Spencer just continues to drink 8 ounces 8 times a day, he's going to be fine. He may be living in a cardboard box, but my God, his skin will be shining. He'll have generating just enough sweat, and he will have pristine colored urine. What would you want? I don't know.
What Spencer wrote, next week I'll hire a Kiss tribute band. I'm pretty sure Spencer Warren was more expensive than the Kiss tribute band. I checked it out. I said, what are you guys doing? I think his name was Dean Simmons. I was like, "What's up?"
I can't. My fee is definitely higher than Taste Freely for sure. Who also moonlights as another type of performer. Anyway,
appreciate you, sir.
Warren, big
Thank
fan.
you for having
Thank
me.
you for hopping on.
I'm censoring myself. I'm kicking myself out because I'm going too far right now. But thank you guys.
Warren.
I appreciate you having me on.
And you're welcome anytime.
Thank you so much. See you on Saturday, John. See you guys on Saturday.
Yes.
We'll be there.
There it is. Our first official guest.
Somebody clip that, please.
Yeah, somebody needs to clip that until our first official guest on
guest,
Between
Mr.
Two Beards.
Warren.
And what a guest that was. I've been a big fan of that guy for a long time. That was very cool to have him on for a few minutes to teach us how to properly hydrate so we all don't die this summer.
Yes, you want to stay hydrated this summer. Mr. Hydration Hayes has been all about that these past couple weeks on the Twitter. And yes, breaking news, I will be on his prediction show. And I thought, what a better way to tell everybody than on my show or our show, but my show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if we've talked much wrestling, but
we started. We did the commentary touch, so we did that. There were some more reports that came out today that said that it looks like Las Vegas, where the now Las Vegas Raiders play their football games, is leading to be the host of SummerSlam this August. I think they said they're planning for the weekend of August 21st and 22nd. I believe our pals at Fightful were the ones that first reported that. So what do you think about that? That'll be... they're starting this tour where they're going to hit 25 cities and stuff like that. But this will be the first real major event since WrestleMania, since really the pandemic.
I say we kind of. I wanted to talk about it kind of as a whole with the fans coming back. Up into the SummerSlam thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that's awesome. I think they could, especially given the fact that we haven't seen fans in a mass amount. I think you're going to see people flock to that, and it'll sell out. I was curious. I don't know. You might have touched on this on the War Report, but NXT. There's rumors of a bunch of call ups. Are we going to see a I don't want to say diluted because that sounds terrible, but a little bit of a diluted NXT, because you're going to want to take guys like Finn Balor, who I feel have that crowd presence. When you get these fan backs, you're going to want that there. So are you going to start seeing, some different faces in NXT and maybe some bigger names getting called up finally to the main roster? Like Adam Cole would be great in front of crowds.
Yeah, I think for sure. Black Knight. Oh God. I think for sure Finn Balor will be coming back to the main roster. He was on the Ryan Satin podcast. Oh, well, all right. Oh, producer Joe, Mighty Joe, getting some love in the comments over here.
Mighty Joe, hey,
heyo,
let's swing for the fences. He's a catch. He's a catch.
Yeah, I do see. He was on the Ryan Satin podcast, and Ryan Satin asked him straight up, like, "Do you want to go back to the main roster?" And Finn Balor was emphatically like, "Yeah, like I very much enjoyed being at NXT still, and he loves it there, but he needed like kind of a fresh kind of character, a fresh little new remake there, and he feels like he finally found that character, and now he wants to take it up to the main roster." So I could easily see him going up. I would expect with them going back to touring that they will have some more fresh faces on the main roster.
Yeah, and with Finn, it's like, I think you could do that with a lot of people, right? You just have them go down to NXT, kind of reinvent themselves.
Exactly. I don't know why they haven't done that. I know NXT is its own thing. I get it. But you always hear of like all these people that they have that they don't use, that are just there, that are not on television. Okay, well, why not make use of them and have them go to NXT for a month or two and just kind of wrestle those people? And then maybe they reinvent themselves in a new character, or maybe they do, like I remember when NXT was not first starting, but towards the beginning of it, like Cesaro was down there and he had a few, he fought Sami Zayn and he had great matches with Sami Zayn and stuff like that. Like, why? I don't know why they don't do that more often with the people that they're just not using on the main roster. They're on your payroll. Yeah. They want to work. Just let them go work,
Amen to that. No, I'm with you for sure. Like, and you see it too. And then I don't like to get into the whole numbers debate, like the ratings, but they are down, and an influx of some main roster talent in there, just even if it's for a short run.
Yeah. Like, if it's for one,
use it
as a couple. Yeah.
Use it as a minor league system in the sense of like, how pitchers go down and have a rehab start.
Yeah.
Bailey's coming back from injury. Have her go down and work a few matches with some NXT talent, and then you're going to want to watch her coming up and getting ready to come back. Something like that. That's where I'm at with that.
Yeah. I mean, you have that down there for that reason. And you don't think that those people down at NXT wouldn't love to work with
an opportunity?
Anybody? Yeah, an opportunity to have a match with any of these, unbelievable. Ed has some matches down in his comment here. LA Knight versus Grimes, Dunn and Lorcan versus Fish and O'Reilly, and Gargano versus Cross.
Did producer Joe leave us and run off into the sunset? Like,
I know he might have. Yeah, I know.
He found love. That's what we do on Between Two Beers. We keep you hydrated. You find love.
That's it.
We talk a little bit of wrestling. It is what we do.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, boy.
Hey, comment of the night.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it does look like. See, this is very weird because I don't want to talk too much. We're not going to dive in because I know you got a big pick show now on Saturday, but we are going to have a Double or Nothing preview. That's what we're going to finish the show with to lead into Quizplex. But yeah, dude, it's just like I completely. What's going on with NXT? We don't have the go home show yet, right? So they moved Dynamite to tomorrow for the special Double or Nothing weekend. So usually when we're talking preview shows, like we've already seen everything from an AEW perspective that we can talk about everything, but we don't know the final fallout before the pay-per-view happening because the live Dynamite's happening 2 days before the show,
Well, we don't have to give like bold, straight up predictions because you'll definitely want to see the go home show. I think AEW has proven in their existence that their go home shows do mean something, unlike the other brand where you can watch a go home show and be like, oh, there's a pay-per-view in a few days.
Yeah.
So I think it's just general overall what we're thinking about it, and again, in the comments, drop a question, your picks, what you're thinking for Double or Nothing, what your favorite water is, any question, just drop it. Cause we are, like I said, we are up. We're not out of here just yet. We're up against it. We got that big Quizplex show tonight, and that show is a banger. So please stick around after us for the fine folks at Quizplex doing their thing tonight.
Spencer saying, already excited for Sting to take a razor's edge from Ethan Page. I do think, that last comment, Evian, solid. But
Talk
right there,
about blowing
no.
the budget.
To hell with Dasani. Get out of my face. I agree. Do not drink Dasani. Yeah. So I think that's the match. I'm not most excited for that match, but I want to see Sting. Like, it's not cinematic. It's a real match in front of a live crowd. I definitely want to see how Sting looks and what they actually have them do. I'm assuming Darby Allin is going to be the workhorse of that team for obvious reasons.
He'll probably die.
But I mean, it always seems like he skirts the line, right?
Metaphorically speaking. Again, I have never seen a Darby Allin match where he was on top of anybody. Even when he was wrestling Dark, they let that enhancement talent like kick the shit out of him. And then he just wins, and it's like, I've never seen what a strong Darby Allin looks like. I've only seen what underdog Darby Allin looks like. So I'm hopeful to see what they do. Sting wrestling, though, can we talk about that for a second? Like, I know the wrestling community, and I've even been victim of it too, with certain old time wrestlers coming back and wrestling and taking spots, if you will. But he's in a match where ultimately it does not affect any major storylines. Like, he's not getting involved with Omega. He's not even really involved. He was an offshoot of the TNT Championship. But I mean, it's Sting in 2021 is going to wrestle a match. That's cool, right? Like, that's cool to see, because everybody when they were a kid was like, Sting was the man, right? And getting an opportunity to see him one more time, that's awesome. Just like in, basketball, wouldn't it be cool to see Michael Jordan lace him up one more time just for fun? Why not? Don't hate on it. Just let it happen.
Yeah, true.
And they're putting in the three that they're putting in. Darby, we already know that they think highly of Darby. But Paige and Sky to be in this spot means that they think very highly of these two. Because Sting is old and he is brittle, and he could put, having him in with some workers that they are trusting with him is a big sign of like, these two are going to be to the moon, as Cameron
to the moon. And then we look at this comment. Spencer, he says, congratulations to Joe Moore and Dasani, the tag team that has somehow defeated John and Cool Runnings in the things that upset me the most contest. You're off the hook, John. You're off the hook.
I'm glad he's going to thankfully write that expense check to Warren Hayes tonight now. Thank you, Joe.
Oh, man. But yeah, no, I do think it is cool, and I am super excited to see Sting in a real wrestling ring again. But I'd be lying if I said I'm not a tad nervous. He's old, he's got neck issues, but he took that power bomb from Brian Cage, whenever that was, a while ago now. But he took that legit power bomb, and it was like, whoa, and he was fine, no issues, no. So I'm definitely excited, and I tend to think, like, how cool must it be for like Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page to be like, yo, we're wrestling Sting on Sunday.
Right.
And even like Darby this whole time, like, yo, I'm on camera friends with Sting. Like, that's so awesome. Like, they all were, they idolized this guy. We all did. Like, they were all like, yo, Sting's the shit. And now they're like, we in 2021 are in a program with Sting. Like, that's got to be so mind blowing. You know what I mean?
Be the opposite, though. I'd be like, I don't want to screw this up.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one that he gets angry at.
I don't want to be the guy that whoops, I accidentally dropped him on his head. So I think that they are going to heavily choreograph and protect him in a way that I don't think is going to cheapen the fans. I really hope that they give him some room to work, where it looks like he's putting in a lot of effort, but really that they're, because again, we've talked about this on this file. I am not Mr. tell you 57 moves and sequences and what's going. I'm not a wrestler, right? I'm a guy hanging out in my basement talking wrestling with you, JPJ. But I want him to look good, but I want him to be safe. I want him to stay hydrated. That's the theme of tonight's show. Water.
Oh, Ed, between two beers, what will make Spencer upset next week? You are going to have to stay tuned and just to find out, my friend. But as you can tell, we are stretching the budget week by week. And for
I know, in my defense, last week I did not expect to upset Spencer.
That wasn't the intent. The intent coming in was not to upset Spencer.
We had a meeting in his office behind the curtain real quick before we get back into Double or Nothing. We had a meeting. He told me how he felt about certain decisions that have been made on this, what I'm going to consider a flagship show at Love Wrestling, a numbers drawer. And I said, I have what is known as the Big Show ironclad contract. There's nothing you can do about it. So what did I do? I went out and got Mr. Warren Hayes. So next week, who knows what we're going to do? I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. We're just going to see what happens. There's a lot of time between now and next week, but
we'll see, I guess.
If you guys want to help the Between Two Beards cause, stop by the lovewrestling.com CA shop. Get you one of these. Ed won one last week. We have them for sale. We got masks. We've got shirts. We've got stickers. Go ahead. And then in the, memo line, say from Between Two Beards, Between Two Beards sent us. So he knows that, we're making good.
Yeah. We're trying, we're trying to give what we spend back, and that's all that matters. IOUs, man. They're just as good as money.
Exactly.
Just as good as money.
That briefcase of IOUs we're good for it, Spence.
Happy Thursday to you.
My
friend. Thanks for hopping in and commenting on the show. Oh, Joe.
Love is in the air.
Joe.
Not only here at Love Wrestling will you talk wrestling, but here at Love Wrestling, we'll talk love.
Absolutely. I mean, love is all you need. I've heard that before. So, all right. So when we get back to Double or Nothing, let's go this route. Let's not just break it down match by match by match, because I know you got that coming up on Saturday. But
who knows? They could add some stuff to it.
Absolutely. Tomorrow night they could end up adding, right now by my count, we're looking at we already have an 8-match card. So, and that is not including the Casino Battle Royal. So technically 9 with the Casino Battle Royal.
So this pay-per-view is going to end at 1:00 in the morning. And
thank God. Yeah. Yes, I know. It is Memorial Day on Monday, but for some of us, we work in industries that don't matter. Yeah. That don't matter.
That
don't matter. So, but anyway, so what are if you had to pick your top match you're looking forward to?
Oh, that's
top
easy.
one you're most excited. Oh, I think you're going to pick the same one that
I don't know, maybe Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep.
Done.
Now,
it's not because this card is not stacked, right? This card from top to bottom looks like the best card they've had in a while, and that says a lot because I think there's a lot of emphasis. And I listened to the Cody Rhodes media call earlier, where he said, fans being back, this is a big deal, and I think they're all excited, so they're going to put on a banger of a show. But this is Britt Baker's moment. She's going to fire all cylinders.
Exactly.
Shida, no disrespect to Shida, she's fantastic. I think she's a great worker, and she's did her best to hold that title down for the pandemic. But it's Britt Baker's time. Let's make it happen. And if it does not happen, guess what? You got to be joking me moment of the week next week.
Oh yeah, I would agree with you. That is up there for me. I think that's the moment that everyone's waiting for, is her to finally. I think that pop is going to be gigantic, even though she's the heel. I think when she wins, I think you're going to hear the massive pop when she just comes to the ring. I do agree with Ed. Miro and Archer has potential to be a big time sleeper, maybe even steal the show. Those guys are going to kick the shit out of each other.
That Miro
and it is going to be wonderful.
Last week,
awesome,
dude, money.
Awesome. Yes,
he's firing on some cylinders.
Oh yeah, yeah. What was the thing he says? You always say everybody dies. I just insist that you die first. Oh my God. I was just like, oh, he's so good. He's so good.
He's like, I'll meet the man who doesn't mind dying. well, he's going to meet the man that doesn't mind killing him. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's just like,
Miro!
damn, dude, man, God,
Oh.
he's so good. He's so good. I do agree with Ed though. I think that match is going to be a good one. I think they are really going to destroy each other,
My
and it's
only
going to be good.
problem with that match is it's Archer again in another big moment
That he's going to
spot.
probably lose, maybe,
Probably
you
gonna
know?
lose.
Yeah.
And he looks so good, and Jake Roberts and him is a good pairing, and I think I like the Murder Hawk gimmick. I really wish that they would. Granted, it's tough when you only have 3 titles, really, to tag team TNT in the world. But yeah, they just keep putting him in these spots, and you're not going to pull it off a Miro after 2 weeks.
No. We got a comment down there that says the Cody match is sadly going to be a stinker. It could be. I think Cody's going to do his damnedest to make a go-go look like $1 million.
Hello, Corey.
Hey, Corey, what's going on? Thanks for joining tonight, my friend. I do think Cody's going to really try to go out of his way to make a go-go look like a star as best he can, a star or a future guy. Yeah, exactly.
Make it look like a good. Yeah.
Again, and we've touched it before. The build to this, to me, it seems like Cody, like Anthony Ogogo, is not the heel to me in this story. He's just not.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's weird. But anyway,
it's because it's the AEW fan in us. I mean, traditionally speaking, AEW fans have been known as the internet warriors and all that. So they're seeing all of this awesome stuff that Ogogo is talking about and fighting against on Twitter. And then they're trying to portray him on TV as this anti-American guy. But the problem is in the culture that we're in, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago in the War Report, is there's a lot of Americans that feel anti-American right now. Yeah. So it's just this weird play that they're trying to make. And I mean, maybe it'll all come together Sunday night and we'll be like, oh, that's what they were going for. But right now, Ogogo looks like $1 million, and I think a lot of people are in his corner and want to see him win.
Yeah. And I am one of them. And I'm a Cody guy. I like Cody. And it's... Yeah, like I'm a fan of Cody. I've always liked Cody, WWE Cody. I've been a fan of his whole career that I've watched him. But it hasn't hit the mark with me. And I think it's partly because of what we talked about is like and we're 2 Americans, being in America right now, it isn't all, proud to be, there's a lot of things happening. So it's very much kind of a weird dynamic for some people, and, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm excited to see Ogogo. This is his first real match. And he's going against you can make an argument, the top guy or the 1A. Like Cody isn't in the world title picture because of that clause, that he had in that match with Jericho, but he's considered, his storyline is like right up there as the top things that happen, so it's a big it's a big spot for Ogogo.
And to circle back to Ed's comment, I'm excited for Mox, Eddie Kingston. I think they can do no wrong. That match, he's worried it's not going to be what everybody thought it was going to be, or at least what AEW thought it was going to be. I hope it's not. Really, what I want to see is I don't want to see as much as I love seeing it, the Buck Spot Fest, right? Yeah. I just want to see these guys just angry and just maul each other, right? I want it to be dirty and grungy, so I hope it's not what everybody expects in that. And then the Corey, I don't know who St. Pete is. Am I missing that reference? Excited for the St. Pete match.
I think he meant Stampede. I think he might have meant the Stadium Stampede.
Okay, yes. Stadium Stampede 2 will be fun. Who knows what they're going to do there? I mean,
they said this one's going to be different than the last one. That's all they've really said. They haven't dived into it, but they said it's going to be different.
Well, they're different. So. They're different people in the match, so it's already different.
Yes.
It's in a stadium. They pulled out all the stops last time. I mean,
they actually almost killed one of the participants in it last time. Matt Hardy took that nasty fall.
Wasn't that was with Sammy that was a Sammy match off the
but that was the Stampede, wasn't it? Wasn't it him in the Elite verse? No,
the one off the scaffold where he missed the table.
Yeah,
no, that was
that was the one-on-one. Oh, well, there you go. Never mind.
At the Stampede match, Guevara went through that big crash pad at the end.
That's right. That's right.
So and then I thought maybe you were talking about when it was Hangman Page and I can't remember his name, but they tried to put him through the pool table. And the
Oh yeah, that didn't work.
I thought somebody died there.
Yeah,
So,
that didn't work out. That didn't work out.
You know what? I'm all for it. I hope. I really, truly, in the sports fan in me, hopes that like they fight through the bar and like Tim Tebow or like Trevor.
Yeah, like
Lawrence
get some like the Jaguar player. Yeah,
are just chilling in the bar.
Yeah.
Like these guys are nuts.
Dude, what the hell's
That's
going
it.
on here?
I don't
Yeah.
need them to do anything else. They don't have to.
Hopefully they filmed it because I do believe training camp has started for most NFL teams. So maybe they filmed it so they just like plow through a practice and they're all on the field practicing and you just see them, on the side of the field just beating the crap out of each other.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
But
yeah, as far as the Bucks, I agree with you. The Bucks and the Kingston Mox match, I want that one to be a fight. And that's kind of, I know the Young Bucks can do that if they want, like, they're talented guys. Like I know the Spot Fest and them hitting all their shit, as you would say, is the typical Young Bucks match. But due to the nature of what Mox and Kingston are and who they are as performers and people, they can pull something else out of the Bucks, I think. And I think, I would like to see that turn. Yeah.
What better way to continue to be a heel team than to not give all the fans, because it's a live crowd, it's a full house at Daly's place, not give them what they want and just have them win by just some weird schmozzy. It's going to be schmozzy. It's not going to be clean. I already can guarantee that. But just know you didn't do any high spots, no Meltzer drivers, none of that. You just beat them down and won.
Yeah,
and left.
And then we got Joe
back.
We got Joe. He says, remember Cody said AEW doesn't have faces or heels anymore. They're all competitors now. Okay. And
and CM Punk is retired. Come on.
My thing is, right, you can say that. And I know WWE has made similar comments. Triple H and things like that have made similar-ish comments. At the end of the day, most of the time throughout the match, the fans are going to be on one side. And, and it's, you can portray these people as not bad guys or good guys, but the fans are going to, for the most part, gravitate towards a side, and wrestling is at its best when there's one side you're pulling for and one side you want to see get their comeuppance, right? You don't only tune in to see the guys you like win, you tune in to see the guys you want to see get their ass kicked.
Like
right?
When we see the Patriots lose.
Hey, well,
Whoa.
Hey, hey, again, coming from, okay, yeah, I'm fine. We had 20 years of all rightness. Like, I'm good, man. I'm good.
All right.
We will be in the playoffs again this year, though. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. We're going to get Julio Jones within the next week, and then we will be 13-4. Okay, thank you. Okay, but anyway, we can continue.
Here I am upsetting the co-hosts now.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You had 1 year without us. Enjoy it. No, I'm not angry at the Patriots. I'm not. I will always root for them, but they got what they deserve for letting the greatest football player to ever play just leave. So
Julian Edelman.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, he,
just kidding.
But
no, yeah, for sure.
It's a damn wrestling show, John. All right. No,
is it? Is it?
No, barely. Barely.
Like I said the other night on a stream, we're like the Monday Night Raw of wrestling shows. We have maybe like 5 solid minutes of wrestling talk.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, Joe, producer Joe, can you put that comment back up? I want to at least acknowledge. Hopefully, I don't butcher the name. Rye Levy is what I'm going to say. They said I think Page and Cage is going to be a banger if they just let them tell an in-ring story with no Hook, Taz interference crap. I agree.
That's all Hook does. That's all.
Yeah, literally, all he does is attack people from behind. That's all he does.
Chop blocks them and wears tank tops. Like,
yeah.
What?
I wouldn't be shocked if this is the match that opens the show.
That's literally the easiest money in AEW right now is Hook.
Yeah. And like Spencer just said right now, he said the frustrating thing is that you can see the interference coming from a mile away. And I think that's true because that's just how the build has been, right? So, I do think, and again, Christian, he's only had a few matches since he's come back, but they've all been very good. And Brian Cage can go. And okay. And
But
then Ed says,
that's another one of these, like, you, and this is what AEW, I mean, this is why we like AEW, because they put their big guys and their stars in matches against each other. But then it's also like, this is Brian Cage, another, all right, you have the FTW title, we're not using it, man. Like, maybe Friday they're like, Christian Cage is like, I want that.
Yeah.
Ed
says,
nice to see it bounce around.
oh yeah, for sure. I would agree. Ed says, question based on Cody's statement. If they are committed to TNT and TBS and the TV product and specials and not geared towards pay-per-views, why are we paying $50 for it? You know, I don't know. I didn't hear the comment that you're referencing. I did not listen to the call today, so I don't know if that was one of the questions on the call was about maybe the pay-per-views going forward with the new deal and stuff like that.
I think he was leaning more in that comment. I don't, maybe, you know, Ed could shine some more light on it. I did listen. I think he was leaning more towards saying, like, we're going to focus, you know, we're not one of these shows that's all about pay-per-views because we only have 4. So when we have those 4, they're going to be big deals, but we're also going to give you amongst the, you know, Dynamite, Rampage, and the 4 quarterly specials. We're going to give you big time pay-per-view worthy shows on those as well.
Yeah.
Because of their only having 4 years. And paying $50 4 times a year is $200 if I have my Steiner math correct. And in the WWE Network, well, now Peacock is $10 a month. So it's $120 a year for all that. So
I mean, I remember we were paying $40 or $50 a month for paper, you know, at least I remember doing that back before all the network and stuff like that. So, you know, I do think I view the specials that they're going to do on TNT more of like the old Clash of Champions that WCW used to do. They pick you know, 2 or 3 Tuesday nights a night, and they would have a pay-per-view for free. You know what I mean? That's how I view what those are going to be. And then the pay-per-views are still going to be the big pay-per-views. You know,
Steiner Math, producer Joe. That's what we're all about here at Love Wrestling. Yeah. I think that's a staple across all shows. Is when we're talking math, it's Steiner Math and Steiner Math only. I don't believe we have any. What's algebra? Don't know what that is.
I do think when we were talking about when Rye Levy mentioned I thought it was Christian Cage. It's Hangman Page versus Brian Cage. There's too many cages and pages.
Okay, so
and I got confused.
Speaking of which, if
I still think that match will open the show because Hangman always opens the show.
There's a gentleman around my neck of the woods in the Midwest area named Jason Page who debuted on Dark Tuesday night against Dante Martin.
Another Page?
But that's what I was getting at. They had the forefront to change his name.
Okay, I hope so.
It was Eric Hotch. He's the dude that did that nasty backbreaker that was making its waves on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that clip. Yeah.
So even AEW knows. Shout out to Jason Page. He's a really nice dude. He's done some interview spotlights with me before, and I love that guy. He's very talented. Good. But yeah, like. They had the forefront to go, this is getting too convoluted. You got to change your name. Because even his trunks, they must have said it late because his trunks still said Page on them.
Did they? Oh, man. And then Spencer, Page and Page versus Cage and Cage. No, it should be Page and Cage versus Page and Cage.
In a steel cage.
Yeah.
Oh, all the rage. I don't know. They got to come up with the Streets of Rage. Playing Streets of Rage. I don't know.
Have you played the newer one of Streets of Rage? Like the one that's come out within the last like 2 or 3 years?
No, I haven't.
It's good. It's very much like the old one, just updated, obviously, but it's very cool.
Why can't it be the Cage Page connection? Why do you got to go Page Cage? I'm just kidding.
It's true.
Firing up Spenny. We are in the last about 15 minutes, so we are going to keep this rolling with our AW talk. Get your comments, your questions, your statements in now, because like I said, we are hard out tonight for our flagship show, Quizplex, hosted by Zach, who I hung out with on Tuesday and did the NWA Power Watch Along. And if you go onto the Love Wrestling websites and social medias, he's dancing.
I did see that. Goose, with so far the comment of the night. I'm very happy no other wrestlers are named Goose. Yeah, Hong Kong. Don't give him any ideas, man. Don't give him any ideas.
You put it into the world, Goose.
Yeah, yeah. Throw it out in the ether, and you never know what will happen. But no, yeah. That's something else. That is something else. The Goose Moose, Goose versus Moose. Yeah. I mean, that's a match I'd pay to see. That's a match I'd pay to see. I don't know. Oh, the most Canadian match ever. Goose versus Moose. Yes.
Are Canadian tuxedos a thing still? Because I would want them to wrestle in that. Is that still a thing out there in the world?
Canadian tuxes?
Yeah, like special ref
David Dallas Page.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They all. That's what we need. We need a pay-per-view where all the names we need to set that card. Maybe we draft that.
Yeah, Smart Mouth. Also, please don't bring up the dancing.
I'm sorry.
The dancing was wonderful. You should feel good about the dancing. It was wonderful.
And his cat made an appearance on Tuesday. I mean, here at Love Wrestling, you get dancing, you get cats, you get hydration, budgets getting blown, Spencer's dropping, killer interviews and whatnot. We're doing big things here at Love Wrestling.
One match we haven't talked about, and maybe this will be the last match we kind of focus on, obviously, is the AEW Heavyweight Championship match, the triple threat between champion Kenny Omega, Orange Cassidy, and Pac. I believe this was, so during that match, the qualifying match between Pac and Orange Cassidy, I believe Orange Cassidy was supposed to win that match, but he got a little banged up in that match. So on the fly, they switched the finish. So now we have this triple threat, which I am not upset about at all. This match should be quite good.
The pop in that arena when Cassidy comes out is going to be just insane. It probably will be the loudest reaction to that. I'll be shocked if it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. I agree with Joe right here. If Orange loses, we riot. I think. Yeah, I'll let John say what he was just about to say, and then I'll kind of dive into.
Well, now I just want to riot. You got me excited. I got some riot punch. Let's go.
Oh, no.
But no, what I was gonna say is this is one of those triple threat match moments where you didn't think you needed it, because I already know Pac and Cassidy have a really great chemistry, right? We've seen it, and it was surprisingly good when they did it at. Was it Double or Nothing? I feel like it was Double or Nothing.
It was either Double or Nothing or it was Revolution.
They only have 4 pay-per-views.
Yeah,
so likely to get it right.
One out of 4 times, right? Yeah, I know for a fact it wasn't at All Out. So
142% of the time we get it right all the time. Something I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's a triple threat match that I'm excited to see. I'm interested to see again how you get out of this. I think, unfortunately, Orange Cassidy's there to take the pin.
I would agree.
But that's another thing. It's if you would just use Orange Cassidy, I know he's over, but kind of use him more sparingly, keep him more, special
attraction, like a special attraction.
Right, but he's going to take an L in one of your biggest pay-per-views, because I'm pretty Double or Nothing's the all out Double or Nothing, or
it's I think Double or Nothing is their number, their one, their SummerSlam, their 1A kind of.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to take an L in front of. So I'm interested to see how they do that or get swerved. Or
I mean,
you can't swerve a triple threat unless he has.
I mean, they could. It could be. That's what I was gonna say. It could be very interference based. Obviously, you don't want a guy like Pac taking an L. You don't want a guy like Cassidy taking an L either. But if they do it in a way where the Good Brothers get involved, God forbid the Bucks do, if they don't get murdered earlier in the night by Kingston and Mox, and if Pac takes a beating from 4 different guys and then he ends up getting pinned by Omega, that doesn't make him look as bad as it would just straight up. You know what I mean? So there's a way they could go at it that way too.
AEW has been really good though, as well. If you take these high profile losses and building you back up into a credible star, like Lance Archer we talked about earlier. I fully could see him winning the TNT title at Double or Nothing. Could I see Pac or Orange Cassidy getting one over on? Yeah, I could see it. I mean, is it likely?
Well, we love you too. We
How's
love
it
you
going?
too. Thank you.
Welcome to the stream. So, AEW does that really well, as much as I think in a weird way, if I'm going to be completely honest, is the WWE conditioning in me to just go, they can't lose because then they'll just bury them. But I'm trying to give, AEW this benefit of the doubt, saying when somebody loses, they'll find something for them to do to keep us coming back. Because I haven't given up on a Cassidy or an Archer or anybody like that yet, or a Brian Cage.
Yeah.
I've given up on Hook, though. That dude needs to do something. Like,
Yeah.
Hook, if you're listening,
shit or get off the pot,
come
brother.
on, bro. Get on Dark. Get on Elevation. Get you a squash match.
Do something.
Stop shot blocking people. ACLs are real, bro. Hey, man.
I think the only match that we really haven't talked about is the casino battle.
Is freaking awesome.
He is freaking awesome. Please make sure in about 8 or 9 minutes from now, after we're off the air, that you stay here for Quizplex. As you can see, he has to hop out. Got to prep for Quizplex. Thank you for joining. You're always welcome in the chat, as you are every week, giving us your jabs and your great questions and comments and stuff like that. Spencer,
and without Spencer, and he made a mistake, giving us the ironclad Big Show contract.
Yeah, we got those, that NWO money.
That's right. So. That's right. But you know what? We are appreciative of that.
Of course.
And he lets us bring our own brand of comedy wrestling, whatever it is that we're doing. He lets us do this here on his platform. So we thank him for that.
Absolutely.
Now get out of here, Spencer. Go do this.
Yeah.
Get out of here so we can start talking about you.
Yeah, so we probably have like about another 5 or 6 minutes left before we have to kind of pack it in to get ready for Quizplex. So anybody in the chat, if you have any questions at all about this week in wrestling, about Double or Nothing, about anything you want to know about John or myself, feel free to ask. We can kind of just, that's what we want the show to be. We want to just kind of sit here, talk about what you guys want to talk about, kind of shoot the shit with people who enjoy this thing of professional wrestling that we do with us. So any questions, feel free to ask. We'll probably just keep talking about Double or Nothing and kind of round out the discussion. But anybody has anything they want to know about anything, just ask away.
Yeah, we'll talk about that Casino Battle Royal real quick. Spoiler alert.
Do you know?
Matt Sydal not winning.
Yeah, I know. Although he told us he might.
He told us,
I'm
winning this thing,
yeah.
Christian Cage. It's going to be me.
Yeah, and Christian Cage was like, no.
No,
I don't think so.
Sorry.
No. But I would think, obviously, I do have the list of all the participants. Let me read through it real quick.
While we read through the participants, in the comments, since we only have like 4 minutes left, drop who you think the surprise Joker entrant's going to be.
Yes.
And let us know in the comments.
Oh, we already got a good one.
Oh, we do.
We already got a good one.
I just thought of that. I was like,
Great Khali winner. Oh my, Headbanger Mosh Goose popping in there. Oh my goodness. So we have these are the announced participants so far. We have Griff Garrison. We have Brian Pillman Jr. We got Preston Vance. We have Stu Grayson. We have Nick Camarado, QT Marshall, Lee Johnson, Dustin Rhodes, Anthony Bowens, Max Caster, Penta El Zero, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn, Matt Sydal, Christian Cage, Matt Hardy, Powerhouse Hobbs, Evil Uno, Colt Cabana, Jungle Boy, and the mystery entrant. Joe, Paul White that would be a good one. He's going to be there. He's a huge name, recognizable, has not appeared in ring at all since joining, which they did say he would wrestle occasionally. So I think that could be a really good guess. That would be awesome too, Leonard. Thanks for joining. Nick Effin Gage, I think especially with the Dark Side of the Ring and with Moxley showing up at the GCW event last weekend or the weekend before to kind of confront Gage, that would be cool as hell. Cool as hell.
The problem they're having is they've already kind of really blown these big moment spot. There's not a lot of unless you're bringing CM Punk in, right? Or something just in John Cena, right? You're kind of, I appreciate that they have it quite, who's going to be the spot?
Well,
It's going to be groundbreaking. I'm glad they didn't do it this time around.
let me throw a name for you. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, obviously. What about Daniel Bryan?
Ooh. See, I would love that. I would, and even if he goes back to WWE, I thought this when Kevin Owens quit around the first All Out.
Yep.
I thought it would have made huge money for the WWE to say, go ahead, go to All Out and build that story. You know what I mean?
I believe on Sunday Brunch, Joe said that if CM Punk or Daniel, he would eat the shorts he was wearing on air.
Get them shorts ready.
Get the Bart Simpson look on there.
I think that would be a huge, like, because we've already kind of figured the WWE doesn't really see AEW as a threat anyway. What would it hurt if he shows up in one match and just blows everybody's mind and then just goes back and does WWE stuff? Like,
yeah,
they should have did it with
something,
Kevin Owens. It just would, the forbidden door. We smashed it open earlier with Mr. Warren Hayes, so let's thank him real quick for stopping by.
Oh, 100%.
Awesome. Because we are coming up close on time here.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be getting out of here.
And we're going to be getting out of here. What do you got going on this weekend, JPJ?
Oh, well, Memorial Day weekend. This Sunday, a special time. I believe we'll be releasing some tweets and publication for it tomorrow. But we are having, my buddy Matt is returning to the War Report. And we are doing a special supersized early Sunday morning live War Report. It'll be 8 a.m. Eastern time, early, not terribly early, but early. And we're going to talk about NXT, even though it was a few days ago. We're going to talk about NXT. We're going to talk about Dynamite tomorrow night, and then Matt and I are going to give our official predictions for Double or Nothing, which will be happening that evening. And as we found out earlier today, you have something on Saturday that the people, I know I'll be watching and tuning in. You have something on Saturday that you can re-promote again before we head off and say bye to our people.
Yes, Saturday. Going to be hanging out with the Mr. Warren Hayes over at MrWarrenHayes.com, YouTube, MrWarrenHayes.com, whatever, / Mr. I always mess that up. Is it the first? Is it MrWarrenHayes.com? No, it's YouTube. It's YouTube / MrWarrenHayes.com. I'll tweet the links out. I'm butchering it. I'll be on his prediction show. We'll be talking Double or Nothing Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern. We got Quizplex in a few minutes. Sunday brunch will be Sunday. We've got a SmackDown React.
I believe there'll be a Double or Nothing React after Double or Nothing too.
So you gotta stay here at Love Wrestling for the best guys and gals covering all sorts of wrestling. I may be biased here, but I think we're some of the best minds in the game.
I would agree.
Please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and JPJ. Now you can.
It's all right. I was letting you spit those facts. Please tune in the rest of the week. We got a lot of good stuff coming. For John, for JPJ, thank you for joining us again for Between Two Beards. Please stay tuned on this channel within moments, within a minute or two. Quizplex. Watch it. It's always a fun time. Once again, thank you, Joe, for producing. This is Between Two Beards. We will see you next Thursday. Have a good rest of your night, people.
Peace.
My best friends. Some people say we have a problem, but every night I make a new best friend. And the only problem is we like having a good time. Forget your self-help and your programs. I'm only taking 12 steps.